So let's start addressing the problem. The problem when we talk about how thoughts work is that when we have these past experiences or the things that we've developed over time, the way that our brain works is very similar to what an old-timey telephone operator might do. And so I'm going to put the image up here. If you can imagine even that Inside Out Disney film with these operators in there, when you experience something, it automatically pulls it forward. So you don't have to tell your brain that you are upset or that you feel sad or that you're angry. I would explain it in a way that, like, whenever you're in the car and you experience some type of road rage and you just slam your hand down on that horn, it's not like you said, hey, I think we should press the horn. It was just instantaneous. And then oftentimes we can even go back and reflect on that time and say, I don't know why I was so mad, or I don't know why that upset me so much. And we can't even explain how those emotions come flooding in, but that's the way that we're designed. We're designed to see it, feel it with our hands, hear it with our ears, and then we instantly, your brain says, oh, I know what that is. Boom. And it just floods you with emotions and thoughts and feelings and all of those things. And so we have to be able to take control of that. And so what has to happen is that refinement process, right? We have to be able to say, no, I'm not going to feel that way anymore. That's not the way that I want to do that. And you want to break that connection or unplug it and plug it into the correct place where you want to be. And so that's the start of this, and it's so challenging to kind of put yourself in that mindset that I'm going to sit there and I'm going to tell myself no. But that hard verbal no and that conscious decision redesigns that subconscious so that you can be able to make the changes that you need to make. And so that's where we're going to keep going. And so I just want to remind you, a lot of these thoughts, they were from a long time ago, and they may have even been strengthened, or it might be something that you instantaneously felt. So you can have an instant pathway change. Like, you can learn a hard lesson and you're like, I'm never going to do that again. And you have no desire to do that same old thing that you may have done in the past. And so both are there. And we're just going to spend some time talking about how we're going to make that change. And so I'm super excited to get into the meat of this.